Hi guys, Andy Carter here, PGA teaching professional at Trafford Golf Centre in Manchester, and welcome to a glorious sunny day. Very rare, but it's nice. Don't know if you've seen any previous videos. I've just come back from Dubai, so this is actually my first attempt going back to left-handed again, probably in the past 2.5 weeks or so. So what I'm going to be doing today is focusing a little bit more on my downswing and my angle back into the ball, so making sure that once I get to the top of the backswing, I'm able to drop it on the inside and keep it on a relatively straight path, swing path in towards the ball. Any previous videos you've seen so far, you may have noticed that I've actually come across the ball and chopped across the ball, and my bad shot has been very, very low into the right hand side. So I'm trying to straighten up my swing path to encourage a slightly higher ball flight and to encourage some better ball striking. Therefore, I should get a little bit more distance as well. My driver video from probably, I think it was two weeks ago, if you want to go back and check that out, wasn't very successful, and that was because of my exaggerated swing path. So any guys that are struggling with a swing path, if you're struggling with your irons, you see some bad shots with your irons, it will just be exaggerated with the driver. It will be accentuated massively with the driver because of the length of the shaft and because of the angle on the ball. So, sorry, the angle on the club face. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take the swing nicely up to the top of the backswing, and that first movement from there now is to try and get my left elbow tucking into my side. So what happens is my club head has been left behind my body, rather than coming up to the top and getting my hands too far in front of my chest, which encourages that out to in swing path towards the right hand side. So a big goal of mine really is to actually not just obviously hit the ball well, but to hit the ball with a bit of a draw. So as I take my setup, I've gone quite solid. My grip feels pretty good. I've had a few balls to kind of warm up and to practice, just to kind of familiarise myself again with the feeling. But what drill I'm going to do, and it's a great drill for you to try and do as well as you're learning, especially try and learn the correct swing path from very, very early on. My shots so far have just been about me hitting the ball. Just get yourself hitting the ball. Now I'm advancing myself. I'm trying to get a decent connection, a decent swing path. So once I've got my takeaway, I'm quite happy with my backswing so far. My first movement, as I get my weight on the inside of my left foot, my first movement is to shift my weight to my right side and bring my arms down towards my left leg, trying to get this left elbow in. So as I approach the ball, I'm on the inside, I'm ahead of the ball, my weight's ahead of the ball, and I'm swinging out towards the left. Also now, as you get into this point, the shaft of the club will be pointing directly at the target. So I'm trying to swing as on plane as I possibly can. So I'm going to do a couple of slow ones. The reaction of the ball is doesn't matter, just completely irrelevant. Really, really don't care what happens to the ball here whatsoever. All I want to try and do is focus on my positioning on my downswing. Once I get used to that, because it's going to feel strange, it's not going to produce great shots to start with. But once I get used to it, the shots will start to improve. So got my setup, takeaway, left shoulder in, left elbow in, and down on the inside of the ball. Okay, so took a little divot, and if I look back on the divot, it's pointing a little bit left. So without looking back on the camera, I give myself a little bit of decent feedback that the club felt like it was on the inside. I kind of felt that pull in. What you've got to be careful is when you get to the top, you're not literally pulling in, you're letting that club come back down on the swing arc, getting the left elbow into you tight, trying to keep the swing as tight and as compact as possible. Let's try that again. Nice and slow up to the top, feel the drop, and I've actually hit a draw. Oh, really happy with that actually. I did catch it a tiny bit heavy, don't get me wrong, it wasn't the sweetest of sweet strikes, but it gave me a little bit of gave me some encouragement, that, because it had a little bit of shape on it. Let's see if we can do that again. Okay, just tweaked that a little bit more towards the right hand side. I'll have to look back on the camera that one. I didn't quite get the same sort of feeling as the previous one. In my head I felt like I dropped it on the inside, but as you may know from playing and practicing yourself, what you always feel is not necessarily what happens. Now, I did know on the last one the club face was certainly hooded at impact because it went very, very low into the right-hand side. So this one I'm going to try and swing a little bit more out towards the left, get that same feeling that I've got it in there, my weight's on my right, and I'm driving out towards that left-hand side. Let's see if we can do it again. That's what happens. Bit of mud. Felt like a good swing though. It's quite a little bit heavy. Very heavy, in fact. We've all had them ones. We like them ones. Try it again. Come on, we can redeem ourselves, and that was terrible. Drop it on the inside, out towards the right. Better. I got a bit of a draw. It still came out a little bit low, so I still feel like at impact I'm almost kind of like this. My wrists have bowed a little bit on the way back, but I'm going to come on to that. All I'm trying to do at the moment is just feel that drop on the inside. Try and feel that swing path a little bit more from in to out. Next time I'm going to do a little bit more on my impact position on the hole, so making sure that the club at impact is slightly ahead of the ball, but I do get the feeling I'm kind of more like this, almost like a reverse cricket, well, a cricket shot from a left-hander. So I'm just going to try and focus on one thing at a time. It's really important that I don't get too carried away with too many swing thoughts. Stuff that I've done in the past, I've completely forgotten about it. I'm trying to make sure that my setup is as comfortable and as neutral as possible. Let's try and get this takeaway. I've not really thought about backswing at all. I'm just trying to get to the top of the backswing there, drop it on the inside. Let's try it again. Tiny bit heavy again. So majority of shots I'm catching a little bit heavy, but I feel like my swing path has improved. I feel like it's getting a little bit better, and that's all I can do. Every practice session, if you walk away from it and think, may not have struck the ball well, but I have improved my path, I have improved my my overall golf swing, then results will come. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've not checked out any of the other episodes, please go back and check them out. We had a good little chipping comp last week with Peter Finch. He did me, but I will be back. I will be back to get him. Guys, leave some comments, share and like as well, please. And also, if you can add me on your social media, that would be also fantastic. And guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again very soon.